Hello, welcome back to our week on pollination and pollinators. Today we're going to be reading a story, Bees, by Katherine Pryor, illustrated by Ellie Peterson, published by Schiffer Publishing in 2019. And this book is special, not only because it's about bees, but because it's by a local author. So shout out to Katherine Pryor for letting us read her book. Bees. I'm a little close there. So note the lupin behind me being pollinated by honeybees. Bees. Beatrix heard a humming as she walked through the park on her way home from school. She followed the sound to a hollow oak tree. A cloud of wild bumblebees flew in and out of a hidden beehive like it was the world's busiest airport. Bee crept closer. The bees flew zigzags and crazy eights. They hovered and dove. They zipped out fast but flew home slowly, their tiny bodies weighed down with pollen and nectar. Bee visited the hive every day. She watched the bees flit from flower to flower, buzzing with happiness as they collected food for their families. Then one day, the tree was silent. A lonely butterfly circled the oak tree, looking for its friends. Its friends were gone. The next day at school, Bee told her teacher what had happened. "Where did my bees go?" she asked. "I don't know," her teacher sighed. "Sometimes bees just disappear." Bee didn't like that one bit. How could a whole hive disappear? The park was quiet as she walked home. Bee looked towards the oak tree, but even the butterfly was gone. Then Bee noticed something else. The flowers around the oak tree had been cut down. Beatrix knew that bees liked flowers. It is how they got all of their food. The next time Bee's class went to the library, Bee rushed for the librarian. "What type of flowers do bees like?" "I don't know," said the librarian. "Let's find out." My hands are so full of soil, I'm having trouble turning the pages. There we go. "Let's find out," said the librarian. Bee read everything she could about bees. She learned that they like to eat pollen and nectar from lots of different flowers, and that they needed lots of open space to find them. Bee also learned that bees are a type of pollinator, which means that they carry pollen from one flower to flower. Without bees, blueberry, raspberry, and pumpkin plants would not be able to turn their flowers into fruit. There would be no more apples or almonds or avocados. Without bees, some of Beatrix's favorite foods would disappear. Bee began to make a plan. In the early wet days of spring, Bee planted wildflower seeds around the base of her tree. She planted mint and clover and sunflowers. The seedlings began to sprout, and the flowers began to bloom. But the tree stayed silent. Bee did her science fair project on bees. To be or not to be? She handed out wildflower seeds to everyone at school and asked them to help feed the bees. All over the neighborhood, their seedlings sprouted. Their flowers bloomed. Wow. Still, the tree was silent. Beatrix began to lose hope. She sat by her tree and cried sad tears at the thought of losing her bees forever. Then she heard it. A single bumblebee buzzed past, landing on one of the sunflowers. She saw another and another, Bees flew out of a nest in the ground near the hollow oak tree. They hovered and dove. They flew zigzags and crazy eights. They zipped out to find pollen and nectar, then flew home slow and fat to feed their family. Bees, bees, we're back. The end. I'm going to read you this note at the end. It says, "Be a friend to bees. Our world would be different without bees. There are about 20,000 species of bees. A small number of those bees make honey, but all bees help people and plants in important ways. As bees buzz from flower to flower in search of nectar and pollen, their legs and bodies collect pollen dust, carrying pollen to every other flower they visit. Some of the pollen rubs off on the flower's stigmas, the piece of the plant, the piece of the flower. When this happens, fertilization can take place and a fruit can develop. A single bee can visit up to 5,000 flowers in one day. Many of the foods we love need bees to turn their flowers into fruit. Bees help grow nuts like almonds and cashews, as well as fruits like berries, cherries, apples, kiwis, mangoes, pears, peaches, and melons, pumpkins, tomatoes, and even chocolate all need bees. Unfortunately, bees are in danger. Some species of bees have been added to the endangered species list, meaning that their numbers are becoming so low that they might disappear. There are several reasons for this: the loss of open spaces for bees to find flowers, climate change, and the use of chemical pesticides that can kill or confuse bees. The good news? You can help. Plant pollinator gardens at home or school. Ask your parents to buy food raised without chemical pesticides, or grow some of your favorite foods yourself. Write a letter or email to your city council asking them to ban a type of pesticide that hurts bees. Bees help us every day. We, like bee, can make our world a better place to be a bee. Bees, bees.